Beastmen! This could only mean one thing. Hello. In this video we're going to talk about the HORRRRDE for Kings of War Vanguard. They are beastmen. Now, unlike other games, beastmen in Kings of War are not evil. They are in fact a neutral force that is one of the arms of the Green Lady. They are, to want of a better term, the physical embodiment, whereas you've got the force of nature, which is more the spiritual aspect. The beastmen, well, you've got the kind of satyrs, so hooved legs, horns, goat sort of faces, bit furry, that sort of thing. Don't know what else to say about it, really. So, warband special abilities, starting with warband special abilities, Chiron's Hunt. Needs 2 power to use. This is a group action that may be used any number of times during a round. Spend the power to nominate a group and activate them together. The members of the group each make a runner action and gain the Pathfinder special roll for the duration of this action. The group members must finish their movement within 3 inches of each other, and models may not engage any enemy models with their movement. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but it just seems a bit meh. Each of them makes a run action, gains a Pathfinder, and within 3 inches of each other. I suppose you can separate them a bit more than normal, and you've got the Pathfinder rule, which helps somewhat. It just feels like it uses too much power to use, but I don't know, maybe I'm talking out my backside. So next, the faction specific spells, starting with Chiron's Curse. It's a short 9-inch range, 3d8. Instead of causing damage for each hit scored, the target's speed is reduced by 2 to a minimum of 0 until the end of the round. That can be pretty devastating depending on how you use it, and if you've got multiple spellcasters, that can be devastating. This will be very, very damaging on dwarves and abyssal dwarves because their movement is already pretty low. It will also be devastating on things like the salamanders because their speed ain't great either. Against really fast things like cavalry and whatnot, it'll have its uses, but it won't be that effective really, considering they'll still be having alright speed at worst. Use it on normal troops, or maybe use it on dwarves or whatnot, and I think you'll have the best effect. Next we have Stampede, which is short, 9-inch range. Target a friendly model that has not already been activated this round. The caster rolls no dice. Instead, the target must take a nerve test with a +1 modifier. If the surely this should be -1. If the test is failed, the model is marked as fatigued. If the test is passed, the target model must immediately run and must engage the closest enemy model. If an enemy model cannot be engaged, move the target model as far as possible. If the target is engaged with a qualifying charge action, resolve the melee attack by the charging model as normal. Once the attack and any retaliation is resolved, mark the target model as fatigued but not activated. This needs FAQing. Can you target friendly and enemy models with this? If you can target enemy models with this, this is a really good one. If you can just target friendly models with it, it's not as good, but it still has its good uses. Say you've used a model just at run forward last turn, or maybe run and shoot or something, but it's not been able to charge for whatever reason. This could really help with that. The problem is, if the test is failed, mark the model as fatigued, so there is a bit of a hindrance to it. If it's been FAQ'd and if it just says friendly, then it's going to be a bit of a risk to take. If it's FAQ'd and you can use it on both, then it might be worth taking all the time. So, starting with the grunts, and it is the Tribal Warrior. 7 points, 20mm base. Speed 6, melee 5+, no range stat, armor 6, nerve 5, 1 wound, height 2. 2d8 in melee, none at range. May take a spear for 1 point, so makes it 8 points with the spear. It's fairly cheap, isn't it? Stats aren't great. Melee's not bad. Nerve is alright. For 7 points though, it's not bad. Spear makes it 8 points. It's still not bad. I suppose if you want to keep the points as cheap as possible, don't bother with a spear, but for a point, it can be a good support option. But other than support option, it's just there for unlocks really, ain't it? Next we have the Warriors, starting with the Spirit Walker. 14 points, 20mm base. Speed 6, melee 5+, no range stat, armor 6, nerve 4, 2 wounds, height 2. Dodge and stealthy, 3d8 in melee, none at range. Vengeful Spirits. When this model is killed and removed from play, each enemy model it was engaged or engaging must take a nerve test. Enemy model that fails this will suffer 1 wound with no armor saves possible. That's pretty decent. 3d8 in melee, nerve 4, melee 5, dodge and stealthy. I can see a point. 14 points, slightly expensive, but that Vengeful Spirits is nice. I mean, if you've got multiple Spirit Walkers charging in on something large or a command model, this could really be devastating. Next we have the Longhorn. 13 points, 25mm base. Speed 6, melee 5, range 6, armor 5, nerve 4, 2 wounds, height 2. Melee 2d8, 1d8 at range. Can take a two-handed weapon for 2 points. This model gains crush strength 1 but increases armor by 1. For example, 5+ becomes 6+. That not be bad. Makes it 15 points, crush strength 1. You can give them a bow because they've got range stat and they've got 1d8 at range. It's horrible, but you've got the option. 15 points, make them crush strength 1 and armor 6. It's not bad, it's not awful either. I suppose it's a bit more durable than the Spirit Walker, but it's not as defensive with the dodge and the stealthy. And you've got the Vengeful Spirit, which is a nice one, to be honest. I mean, the Warriors aren't bad. They're not bad points wise either. Yeah, they're not bad. Next we have the Support, starting with the Tribal Hunter. 26 points, 20mm base. Speed 6, melee 6, range 4, armor 5, nerve 5, 2 wounds, height 2. It's got Scout. 2d8 in melee, 2d8 at range. It's got a Sling, which is 9-inch range. Combined fire. When involved in a group shoot action, Tribal Hunter models add +1 dice to their range attack roll if one or more other Hunter models in the group fire at the same target. Which ain't bad. It's a bit short range, yes, but you're getting 3d8 per Hunter if you've doing a group shoot action. Shooting on 4s and Scout is always helpful. Armor's not bad either, considering its range. The main downside from what I can see here is the points cost. It feels a bit too expensive. For me, it should be about 20 points. Those extra 6 points, it shouldn't be more than, I don't know, 20 points. Maybe 18 points, because it's got good melee stat and the Sling isn't bad, but it's got no piercing on it. And it's for support, it just seems like it either should be a bit better or a bit cheaper. Next we have the Harpy. 17 points, 25mm base. Speed 7, melee 5, no range stat, armor 6, nerve 5, 2 wounds, height 2. Flying vicious, and it's got 2d8 in melee, none at range. Apart from fly and I suppose vicious, and it's got speed of 7, I don't see the point of the Harpy. I honestly don't. 17 points, which makes it 4 points more than Longhorn. Yes, Longhorns can't fly, but the armor's better, melee's better, nerve is better. I mean, even for 2 points cheaper than the Harpy, you get a two-handed weapon, which gives crush strength 1, but gives it the same armour as the Harpy. I honestly can't see. I suppose it could be good for an outflanking capabilities, but next we have the large, and it is the Lycan. 33 points, 40mm base. Speed 7, melee 4, no range stat, armor 4, nerve 3, 3 wounds, height 3. Crush strength 2, regenerate, smash and vicious. 3d8 in melee, none at range. It's pretty decent, not bad pointed. Arm 4 and a nerve of 3, it ain't running away that often, is it? Regeneration of 6, a bit low, but it is what it is. It's a nice thing to have. Crush strength 2 with a melee of 4 is nice. I suppose its big downside is wounds are a bit low for a large model and it's only 3d8, but considering it's fast as all hell and everything else that it does, armor 4, yeah, it's a pretty good large model. It is really good. Next we have the Spellcaster, and it is the Shaman. 32 points, 20mm base. 2 red power dice it gives. Speed 6, melee 5+, range 4, armor 4, nerve 5, 3 wounds, height 2. Gives inspiring, which is nice. Well, has an inspiring. 1d8 in melee, 2d8 at range. Heal, which is short, and Mindstorm, which is long. Nature's Boon, which uses 1 power to use. Use this ability when taking a cast action, casting spells. Nature's Boon allows the model to cast a long action spell as a short action. This is nice, and I can see you use this a lot, considering you get 2 power dice from a Shaman. I mean, with that, you've got Nature's Storm, which you can use as a short. I suppose you've got some of the spells from later on, like the neutral and the good spells you can take, which we'll go on to in another video. I'd have thought it'd have another offensive spell, but hey ho. Armor's good for a Spellcaster. Nerve isn't bad. Melee's a bit off. Well, melee's not bad either, actually. Stats aren't bad for a Spellcaster, actually. Stats aren't too bad at all. It's only got 1 dice in melee, but for a Spellcaster, you can kind of let it off. Next we have the command. It is the Great Chieftain. 44 points, 25mm base. Gives 1 white and 1 red power die. Speed 6, melee 4+, range 5+, armor 4, nerve 4, 4 wounds, height 2. Crush strength 1 and inspiring. 2d8 in melee, 3d8 in melee, sorry, 2d8 at range. It's got bow, which is 12-inch range. Battle Rage, uses 2 power to use. If this model can engage an enemy model with a follow-up move, it may spend the power and engage that model and initiate another melee by using the ability to go into a Battle Rage. This model may not get any bonus dice for charging, however. Once the second melee has been resolved, mark the model as activated. I think it's worded a little differently than other Battle Rages, because I'm pretty sure quite a few other models have got this as well. It's not bad, and it's nice to see a commander model with a fairly decent ranged capabilities. 5 isn't bad with 2d8, at least you're getting something. Also comes with a bow, which, yes, it's got no piercing, but the range ain't bad considering the game you're in. 1 white and 1 red power dice, that's not bad. Considering when you've got power dice, it's usually red or white. You usually don't get both. Armor's fairly good, 4 wounds, hitting on 4s. Is there any really downside? Maybe better crushing strength, perhaps, or headstrong. But apart from that, yeah, it's alright. Does what it needs. The thing about the HORRRRDE is that armour's a bit low, but they're not bad at things. They're not bad speed-wise, and they can do fairly good shooting, but you are going to have to make it work a little bit, considering there's no piercing on it. Other than that though, your spellcasters have got some good spells, but they're a little bit on spell-wise, but you know, stat-wise, they are pretty solid. Look, I suppose the real big downside of the HORRRRDE is the amount of options open to you is naff. I mean, what have you got options-wise? You've got 1 grunt, you've got 2 warriors, you've got 2 support, 1 command, 1 spellcaster, and the obvious large. It feels like there should be a few more options for you to take. Unfortunately, there isn't. I don't understand why there isn't centaurs in this force. But when they get added, I'm sure I'll redo the video at some point. But hey, it needs some more options. Is my main criticism of this force, and their armour being a little bit low. But other than that, they ain't bad. So that's it for this video. Goodbye for now.